Welcome, guys. It is January 2025, bringing this first episode of the year. Whoop whoop. I want to say a couple things first. Thank God that we made it to this year. I want to go ahead and thank everybody for liking, sharing, and commenting on the 10-minute talks with T. Your support is more than appreciated. Let's go ahead and get into it. For the first day of this brand new year, I have a very special guest. It is somebody that is very wise and very loving and strong person. And that person is my mother, Stephanie Trailer Post.
Yay. Clap for myself.
So today, we're doing this 10-minute talk with T with my mom because she has some very important things that she wants to share about what are you putting in your ear gates? What are you listening to? What are you being told? What are you taking in and soaking in? And from here, I'm going to let her have the
mic.
Thank you.
Thank you. Y'all all know I call her Boo Boo. Thank you, Boo Boo. Anyway, like she said, I want to come on here for a few minutes and talk about what we are allowing in our ear gates and how it affects our actions and our decisions and our choices every day. So, right off, I hope all grown folks listening, but all of y'all know the song Two Hands to Heaven by Beyonce. And y'all all know the first thing she says, I got my whiskey in one hand. I got it up high. And one of the other songs talking about bouncing the can on.
I don't know none of them Beyonce songs.
You need to
let me clarify. I don't know them Beyonce songs.
Okay, well let's.
I was like, what? Everybody know what?
Let's bag up. Boo Boo know I'm a Janet fan.
Yes, she is.
A lot of Janet songs have persuaded me to kind of do some things in my life. I'm not gonna say I'm not proud. I'm a big Janet fan. I like her music, but recently I got older and I got to listen to some of this Beyonce and I got hooked on whiskey. I did. I got hooked on a certain whiskey and, made some decisions. It wasn't really good. And by the time everything was over with, I got hooked on Walter Hawkins. Thank you, Lord, for all you done for me because, a couple pregnancy tests was negative.
Oh, my God.
I mean, I'm just saying this to say it. When you, what you allow into your ears, will absolutely have an effect on some of your decisions in life. You need to really listen and be conscious of what you letting come into your head because the ear gates are a way to the brain.
Yeah. I want to add on to that. Like she said, that going into your ears and to your brain, that right there can also affect your actions towards somebody else. If I'm listening to Nuck If You Buck and I'm going out there, I'm ready to fight somebody.
Step on your toes, you ready to fight.
I'm ready to fight. Then I turn around and listen to something by Maverick City. Christ is my firm foundation. And I'm out here like, I'm changing my ways and this and that. And I'm telling another person that. And they're like, oh, yeah, I was trying to listen to God. I'm finna follow through. And that person tells somebody else, and that person tells somebody else. Versus if you listen to one of them Beyonce songs or some of them other kind of songs, you put that in somebody's ear. They're like, ooh, girl, come on, let's go. Then they tell the next person. It's like a chain reaction.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely. Yep. I could persuade you and my youngest daughter by telling you, hey, this song right here, it's a cool little song. Go listen to it. You should catch yourself listening to it, bopping it while you cleaning up. When you go to bed tonight, that song's still in the back of your head. You get up the next day, you may see something. It's going to remind you of that song, Liquor Store right there. Cause she always hollering the whiskey up high.
I don't even know what whiskey tastes like.
And I didn't know whiskey could have such an impact on my life until I put Beyonce's Two Hands to Heaven on repeat. And I realized, sometimes you really just got to stop and think about what you're listening to, what you allow and, dictate your life. The devil got his ways, and music is one of them.
Music, and I feel like the second thing is our loved ones. Sometimes it don't even have to be a loved one. It could be a stranger, just people in general. You could be feeling real good, and next thing you know, somebody come up to you, start talking some mess, and it changed your whole day.
If you listen to it.
If you actually listen to it. As I'm getting older, I know when to cut conversation short if I know that, it's not finna, change my day and how I'm feeling. I'm just finna shut it off right now and go ahead and what I was doing. Because God also gave us the capability to, like Joyce Meyer was saying, gave us the capability to imagine good things. I remember Pastor was talking about Pence was talking about that at one point too. Like, you can imagine good stuff. Who's either pastor or first lady? I was like, what? And then I was like, we've been doing it our whole lives, but as we get older, we get caught up in the routine. A routine. Oh, we gotta get up, gotta do this, gotta do this, gotta do this. But let me circle back around to the main topic of
what
we're listening to. Yeah.
You can be out here, spreading it, and you never know who else is listening to it. So you can mess a whole generation up just by allowing what you let, allowing certain things to come into your head and you speak it back out. So you just have to be careful.
Or even like when that stuff goes into your mind, goes into your ears, and goes to your brain. I don't know the exact scripture, but it talks about taking your thoughts captive.
Yeah.
And telling God, do that if need be.
Yeah.
If you get to the point where it's like, they get in your mind and you like, I gotta say it. I gotta, speak it. I gotta speak it. Be like, Lord, hey,
I gotta let somebody else know.
Like, God, I take all these thoughts captive, because first of all, like Mom just said, you could ruin a lot of people, their mentality. It's a lot of people that aren't as mentally strong and that go through mental battles, with like discernment and trying to figure out, what's the right thing to do, or they're vulnerable mentally, and you could go up to that person, tell them that, and it's like, dang, man, if you find out that your actions, you could have changed up your actions and your words, and it would have made a positive influence rather than a negative influence on that person, it'll hit different. You'll understand it. It'll feel different. And if you're somebody that struggles, like, oh, what am I supposed to listen to? First of all, pray. And that's the very first thing. And second of all, be cautious of your surroundings.
Pray about it.
Yeah.
Pray and ask the Lord to give you strength enough to handle what you hear.
Right.
What you hear, because we're not ready. Nobody's ever prepared to go out here and hear what we're gonna hear in the grocery store. You don't get up in the morning and say, "Oh, let me get up here. Let me go put my clothes on, go to the grocery store and listen to somebody tell me how bad my shoes look. Complain to me about them breathing in some cold air this morning, even though it's 20 degrees outside." We don't get prepared for that. You just have to pray and ask the Lord, keep my attitude right. Right. Don't let me come out here and tell this person, hey, you may have some stupids if you think you're gonna breathe in some hot air and it's 20 degrees outside. But you have to be careful and be ready. I wasn't ready when I heard these songs. I'm 48 years old. I heard it. I was 47, I think, when I heard it. I heard the song, and that song, for some kind of reason, took a hold on me. I ended up in the liquor store buying whiskey. And it was
it's
good.
Okay though. I'm just like, but
I don't think I'm not blaming it all on the song, but I'm blaming it. What I am blaming on is I allowed the devil to come in and distract me for a little while. And I'm just giving myself as an example. We all make mistakes. I learned from that one, but and I knew better in the beginning. But it just shows how we have to, like our pastors have said, we got to die to ourselves daily. We got to get this stuff up. Let that stuff go. Make the right decision and be careful while you're making the right decision, not to listen to the stuff that's going to set you back.
Exactly.
Because you will have setbacks.
Yeah, you will. That's why I think it's important to really stay focused on what you're doing, what you're listening to, what you're saying to somebody else, because all of that stuff wraps around. Now, sometimes if you somebody that don't listen to nothing, you ain't listening to no music, you doing a 4-hour drive and you don't listen to nothing, do not let your mind corrupt you, because the devil can also get in there with silence.
You're absolutely right.
He'll still talk to you in your mind. So it's really like, above all, we got to pray and we got to consistently be, present and be like, hey, God, okay. Because I done had some moments where it's done been certain songs by, what's that, Janae Akiko? Yeah. Y'all know what I'm talking about. What's that song she be singing? There's no better time than now. It's something where it's like she talks about being young, wild, and free, and don't care what nobody's saying and all this. I'm like, dang, bro, I could do the same thing. I could get bucked. I could still, hey, go get a babysitter forget Kendrick. Like I can, all that stuff ran through my mind in like our beginning stages, and it was all because I was listening to that song, and I'm like, hold up. My life is blessed right now. I'm not about to sit here and let some artist that I don't even know how to say her name ruin my mental state, and then it'll lead out to my actions.
And a lot of times it don't be the artist, it be the devil.
True.
Helping you to interpret something different than what the song made you be saying.
The song will say, "Go lay down," and the devil gonna say, "Go lay down with Jeffrey Henry." And that's how easy to enter.
But you got the same way you allow that stuff to come in, though. You gotta allow yourself to hear the Lord talk too, because He talked to us. So it's up to us if we want to listen. A lot of times it's easier for us to say, "This song sound good." We'll listen to that song quick. The Lord will be telling us, "Hey, shut that song off for a minute. I got something to tell you." And we'd be like, "Soon the song go off. Soon to go off. Soon to go off. Cut the whole radio off." But now I'm gonna tell you how the Lord, He'll get me on sight. I got a radio in my truck. It don't want to work until it want to work. So a lot of time when I get by myself, well, it's done happened to me twice. I can have something on my mind super heavy, and I pray about it, and I go get in my truck, start riding a couple miles, and my radio will not come on. It just be silent. Finally I think about it. The Lord, He wanted to be silent and listen to me. You prayed before you left. Why pray before you leave and get in there and put the Beyonce song on? Because that's what you're gonna do. You're gonna listen to the whole album.
See, I ain't even know the name of the album.
I'm sorry. Don't listen to it. You finna get in your truck. You done prayed to me. You finna get in your truck and you finna blast this. And you gonna be singing it. Can't sing, but you gonna be singing it all the way to New York. So, okay, when the Lord He stepped in a couple times. I tell you what, you prayed before you left. Now it's time for you to listen to me. You talk to me before you left. I'm not gonna allow that radio to come on. And you gonna realize that I'm trying to speak to you. So you need to listen. And that has happened to me a lot too. So
yeah, she done told me some stories, and I was like, "What?" She'd be like, "Boo boo." As soon as I, that's what she mean when it be happening on site to her. Yeah, I'll be like, "What are you talking?"
And I just surrender. I'm like, "Okay, Lord, okay." I asked you this before I left, and I was hard headed. Put my clean shoes on, got my little Pumas. I'm looking at my little horse down there on my shoe, whatever that dog is, whatever it is.
I think it's a Jaguar.
It's a Puma.
Oh, it's a Puma. It's a Puma.
Oh, wow. Anyway, I'm looking at my little shoes, and a lot of y'all know I done got my little teeth, so I'm in here pushing on my teeth, listening to Beyonce, trying to listen to Beyonce anyway. And the Lord, it's almost like a slap on the back of the head. Shut up, leave the radio alone, and listen to me. I got something to say. So, in addition to guarding your ear gates, open your ears, to the Lord and let Him talk to you, because He'll block a lot of it out. He'll give you what you need, to process those thoughts or get rid of them.
He will. And y'all ain't by yourself. Like, as me and my mama, I'm 28, my mama 48. We have had different experiences with things going into our ear gate and into our mind, and we're more alike than people even know. And, but it's a blessing to be able to hear that even though it is a big age gap, that the enemy does not discriminate. He don't care. He don't care how old or how young you are. So this is for all people, because
it's important to listen. Listen to Him.
Yep.
Let Him guide you,
and He will. And don't think it ain't and that it's gonna be a sleigh ride in the snow. Maybe a sleigh ride up the Rocky Mountain. Yeah, the slippery Rocky Mountain, but you gotta hold on and be sure. Yeah, and trust Him. Yeah, and it'll be okay.
And He will talk to you. The same way you can open your ears up and listen to I hate to keep saying that song. Same way you open your ears up and listen to this stuff, you can open your ears up and listen for Him to speak to you. So,
yeah, that's true.
He'll guide you. You trust Him, He'll guide you. Give yourself up to Him. If it takes listening to more gospel music to get that stuff out of your system, go ahead, and do your reading.
Your reading too.
Get your Bible, because He'll talk to you while you're reading.
Sure will. And then if you don't get it, sometimes He'll make you read it 5 times
until you get it. Or He'll pop a commercial up on TV that it's a lot of stuff. He works in mysterious ways. I've always believed that, because it's true. Somebody that takes you, he'll get His word to you regardless. We just have to listen. Just be careful.
Well, y'all, this is over the usual 10-minute talk, which is completely fine, because I feel like that this is a type of subject and conversation that a lot of people should hear. It's a little goofiness in it, but it's a lot of truth in it. And it's a lot of, examples and testimonies about what we done been through. We done seen how things can happen. And it's different for everybody, of course. But above all, making sure that we're praying, asking for discernment in our mind, and just being careful.
Yeah, be careful. You don't want to end up like me, almost 50, and having scares because you listening to certain music. Hey, I hope I inspired some. But the devil at work 24/7. We have to counteract and go to work against him. Appreciate it.
Well, y'all, thank y'all for listening. I thank my mama for coming on today. And until next time with the 10 Minute Talk with T. Bye.